I dug through these Steam upcoming releases for you guys again to find 10 games coming out this week that I think are going to be great for you. A couple on here I was already excited for and was happy that I could put them on the list this week. So let's get right into this week's episode of the Raccoon Release Radar. This game takes place in a world where almost everyone drives a Tesla, and somehow it's not even a horror game. The Last Gas Station has you running a gas station in a world where pretty much everyone is driving electric cars. It's an old rundown gas station that you need to kind of fix up and modernize. It'll have you upgrading things and stocking your shelves and establishing trade routes and stuff to get stuff to your gas station. But there's also an underlying mystery about what happened to the previous owner of the gas station who went missing without a trace. Far Far West lets you be a bounty-hunting robot cowboy who casts spells in a 1-to-4 player horde shooter. I don't know that there's any combination of words more badass than that. Far Far West will be coming out in early access this week, and it looks like an amazing game for people who enjoy a good time with friends. The gunplay looks amazing, and again, you get to be a cowboy. There's like robot horses. It looks like some of the boss fights is like a giant floating train in the sky. It absolutely seems to dig right into that cowboy power fantasy and just provide a satisfying experience. It is going to be in early access, so I'll be interested to see how it plays and if it really is as satisfying as it looks on paper, but I have a good feeling about this one. What better way is there to spend your lunch break at your boring job than climbing the ranked leaderboards of an auto battler? Lunchbreak Tactics is themed exactly like that. You are the worker at a grocery store, and the grocery store has set up in the back a tournament of sorts between employees to see who can become the ultimate slacker at the job. This is an asynchronous multiplayer game in the vein of Super Auto Pets or The Bazaar, but it has a ranked leaderboard that you're trying to climb. There's also a daily King of the Hill mode where you can try and score the highest in that specific day, or go for the monthly ranked Ultimate Slacker title. I tend to love games like this, so I'm excited to get my hands on it and give it a try. Who knows, maybe you'll even see me on the top of the leaderboard. This Fox wants to know if she's the last of her kind. Hopefully she has a nice calm journey trying to... Oh no, it's a precision platformer. I joke, this precision platformer does look overall kind of a relaxing theming to it, but it is a precision platformer, so if you're not good at them, you're probably going to be banging your head against the wall pretty quick. With precision platformers especially, it's kind of hard to get a good read on them off of just trailers and footage of the gameplay alone. It looks very responsive and good to play. There is a demo available on Steam. I was not able to play it before this video. And also I'm bad at precision platformers, so I'm kind of not the greatest person to decide if a game like this feels good to play because I'm just bad at them anyway. It seems like, you respawn pretty quickly once you die, so you're not losing a lot of progress when you die, and you're able to get right back into the action, which is always good for a game like this. And the theming just looks really cute. You just get to be a little fox on a journey, trying to uncover the truth of her species. No game has made me feel like I was back playing A Link to the Past quite like this game. I was given a review copy of Elementallis, and I plan to make a dedicated video on the game itself, so I have been playing it for that. And it really is a love letter to old school Zelda games, but it does so in a way that there's more story involved. You are constantly upgrading your skill set with these new elements as the main progression method. And as you're going through and playing the game, the world reflects that, and it reflects your progress in the way that the entire world visually looks. The puzzles and exploration has been good as far as like how a Zelda game, how you expect to play like a action-adventure top-down game like this, and I've just been having an absolute blast with it. So if you enjoy this type of game and you want to feel like you're playing an old school RPG with a little bit of modern convenience thrown in there, play Elementallis. And it plays great on the Steam Deck because I've been playing a lot of it on the Steam Deck. What if Balatro was a farming game? Cropdeck takes that question and answers it masterfully. Just thinking about that concept, I don't know how you would do it in a way that felt good. Cropdeck does it in a way that feels good. You build your deck of watering cans and hose and vegetables, collect your set of scarecrows that kind of act as a Joker would in Balatro, and then you just farm. You have your little plots of land, and you keep farming, try to make sure you make enough money to pay your landlord, and it just feels good. The way that the decks feel, the way that the synergies feel, it's exactly what you would want out of a game that takes those number go up roguelike elements and mixes it with a farming game. So if you enjoy stuff like that, check out Cropdeck. Bobo Bay is coming to fill the void that's been in your heart since the last time you checked on your Chow Garden. The game lets you train, collect, breed, and accessorize different little Bobos to put them through races or make them fight each other. You want to train your best Bobo, but you also maybe want to breed the coolest looking Bobo. You get to explore on a jet ski, and the main character has Heelys. It is extremely fun from the demo, and ever since we played the demo on the channel a while back, I have been anxiously awaiting its release because I want to train more Bobos. I need the dopamine hit of putting my Bobo into a race and watching his little ass win. If you enjoyed the Chow Garden section of Sonic, you will love Bobo Bay. And if you didn't play Sonic growing up, you still might like Bobo Bay. But you just gotta give it a shot and try to make your craziest, most insane looking Bobo and have them win all of the races possible. What if that old CD-ROM Solitaire game you can't quite remember the name of? The one you used to play, the one in some dusty box somewhere. What if it wanted you dead? Forbidden Solitaire answers that question that I'm sure you had by taking you through the journey of someone having found an old CD-ROM that they always wanted to play growing up, but their mom never let them play. They pick up a copy at a yard sale and they start playing it, and it is haunted, maybe? That's the mystery. I guess you have to find out. The actual game is very fun, but the theming and storytelling around it in the demo was kind of like a mix of campy, cheesy, and also a little creepy. I'm excited to see where the story goes. More as you're playing it, you're kind of getting these text messages from your sister who's looking into the game and finding more things about the controversies and potential horrors that surround it while you're just playing the game. And there's a reason why this Solitaire was forbidden. This love letter to classic creature collecting games also lets you have a gun. Monster Crown Sin Eater takes you through the story of a young farm boy who always aspired to be a monster tamer and sets out to do that when his family is put into danger. The game has what they call a true crossbreeding system where you're able to mix together two of the monsters to create a new monster, leaving you with over 1,000 unique monster sprites and also the ability to change their color, so you can find a monster that works out just for you, find one that you really enjoy, and then explore the lovingly handcrafted world that just looks awesome. The theming of this, where it's kind of like sort of Western inspired, is very unique and really draws me into it. It is very clearly inspired by the old school look. I was never a Digimon player growing up, but from what I know, this kind of feels like it's leaning more Digimon than Pokemon as far as the creature collecting side of things, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I will say the game looks really fun, and I'm excited to play it. It seems like a really cool time. Dig deep, craft jewelry, and restore an old jewelry shop either alone or with friends, and Mining Merchant, which will be coming out here this week. There's always something so satisfying about games where you just mine and dig and collect things that way. And the way that the mining looks in this game seems to tap right into that dopamine that I always get from mining around, and especially being able to do it with friends really gives the impression of a good time. And then once you get all those ore from mining, you take it back up, you craft it into jewelry, and another system that looks like it's going to be very satisfying. And then you run a shop, resell that jewelry. It just seems like a very good gameplay loop. And again, adding on the fact that you're able to play with up to 3 other friends, I think this game is going to be really fun overall. And I know I do always say this, I think this week is going to be a great week for indie games. It's not even that I'm being disingenuous, it's that every week there are at least 10 games coming out that I think are awesome. Indie devs have been consistently putting out good stuff, and I know it's just going to keep coming. I'm always on the lookout for new indie games, so I'm always aware of a few games that are coming out on any given week because I'll have my eyes on them already. But then when I go through the upcoming games to try and fill out the rest of the list, I always find a ton more games that I am super excited for. And I hope when I share those with you guys, you find as interesting as I do. If you found any game here interesting, you didn't know about it, please leave a like. Every week I do one of these videos, so subscribe if you want to find some more indie games. I'm always finding new ways to show off cool games for you guys. And of course, all the links to all these games are in the description, so go wishlist them if you're interested. As always, eat some trash and do some science for me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.